everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Christine, and I'm going to do my weekly wrap-up. I finished 3 books, I think. I'm almost finished another, and I also have a book haul. So I'm going to try and do this real quick. The first book I read was Ruthless King by Megan March. I gave it a 3. Sorry. It's like a train wreck. You keep wanting to read it because you want to know what happens. But there are some instances where he basically told her to agree to constantly be raped by him. It's her ex-husband borrowed $500,000 from him, and he's not an ex-husband. She was in the process of going to file the papers for divorce when he died. And so 3 months later, the money is due, and he comes knocking on her door and says, "You're going to pay it. You have a week." And she's like, no. And he said, "Well, then I'm taking your business." And she owns a distillery, a whiskey distillery. So she's trying to figure out how to do this. And so basically she has to succumb to his will. So it left on a very huge cliffhanger. The writing was good. It was just, I didn't like the idea of, she basically had to say, "Yes, rape me all you want," in order for me to keep my business. Like, no. And he's like this big kingpin of New Orleans. So then I finished One of Us is Lying by Karen and McManus. It took me a while to read it, but I was doing other things. Like, I think once I got halfway, it was really, really good. So I'm looking forward to reading the next one. But yeah, it's basically 5 students go into a room, 1 dies, and you're constantly guessing based on the story who did it, what happened to him. And it's every time you read somebody's little chapter, you kind of think, well, did they do it? Or did they do it? Or did he do it? And you're kind of left wondering until almost the very end. Like, I had no clue. And it was kind of like, whoa, okay. All right. So yeah. And then I gave this, I don't know if I gave it a 3 or a 4, but Hammer of the Gods by Stephen Davis. It's like the biography of Led Zeppelin, how they came to be, their rise to fame, their downfall, and all I can say is a whole lot of debauchery. They're wild. It's my husband's favorite book, and it's my husband's favorite band. He did get to see them when they did come do like a reunion tour. So yeah. But I had no idea that Jimmy Page was the pretty much main. I wouldn't say main. I had an idea that he was, but to be that much the powerhouse that he is. I knew some of his back history, but I had no idea of all of it, and I had no back history about Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, or John Bonham. I knew some stuff, but not everything. So it was enlightening. Whoa. So I haven't touched Bizarre Bad Dreams all weekend. I wasn't in the mood for it. But I'll finish it before the end of October. And then I am almost finished Linger by Maggie Stiefvater. This was supposed to be for a book for my Triple RC challenge that I didn't think I'd like, and I'm actually liking it a lot more than Shiver. This one I'm flying through. I read like almost the entire book yesterday. Wow. Because there's a lot more things happening in this one and it's a lot more interesting. Like, I found that Shiver was very slow to start off, and this one, I kind of want to know what's going on with Grace. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, and I'm not saying anymore because it is a sequel. And then I also started Neil Flambe's Tokyo Treasure. I've only read like a chapter of it. And this is book 4 in the Neil Flambe Capers. It's like cozy mystery for middle grade. So all I know is his cousin is writing a manga and has to go to Tokyo. That's it. So what I'm going to plan on reading this week is The Curse of the Cheese Pyramid by Geronimo Stilton. It's book 2 in the Geronimo Stilton like middle grade books. So there's that. I'm going to pick up Tomes of Terror by Mark Leslie. These are ghost stories in bookstores and libraries in Canada, US, and international. Unfortunately, our city's not in here, which is a bummer. But so they're so short and so many of them that I'll do a couple a day until Halloween. And then I plan on getting to P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han and Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So yeah, those are what I plan on reading. Now to the book haul. My mom gave me a couple of books, but these are the Harlequin. Oh, I can't talk today. Essential Suspense and Essential Romance packages that I get every month. So I just opened them to crack them open, and so, and of course you get the newsletter, Women's Health Report, and the thing for the necklace. The charm, that's what it was. Charm today is, there's stars, diamonds. I know it's going to be very hard to see. Let's see if it'll, no. So that's the charm, and you get the same in both boxes. So this is the romance one, and it's Coming Home for Christmas by Rayanne Thane, a Haven Point novel. I have no idea what these are about and what number in the series that they are. Then there's Therese Behary's A Wedding One Christmas. I don't even know if this is part of a series, but let's see. This one says Elizabeth Hamilton has been lost. Trapped in a tangle of postpartum depression and grief, she couldn't quite see the way back to her husband and their 2 beautiful kids. Then a car accident stole away her memories. So an amnesia at Christmas time. This one is Caledon, South Africa is supposed to be just a stop on the way to Christmas in Cape Town, part of Angie's long-avoided homecoming. She never expected to star in a bizarre comedy of errors, but here she is convincing a handsome stranger to be her fake boyfriend for the day. So, fake boyfriend thing in Christmas. Sheila Roberts' Christmas from the Heart. I don't know if this is part of a series. Olivia Berg's charity has helped generations of families in need in Pine River, Washington, but this year might be the end of the road. One of the biggest donors has been taken over by Ebenezer Scrooge II, aka CFO Guy Hightower, and he's declared there will be no more money coming to Christmas from the Heart. Without Guy's contribution, the families Olivia's devoted her life to won't be getting the Christmas they deserve. So, Christmas Carol retelling. And Julia London, A Princess by Christmas, A Royal Wedding. And it is historical. I'm not too sure by the cover. After 3 years of mourning and turning her dear deceased husband's Gazette into the town's sauciest source of fashion and gossip, Hollis Honeycutt feels her life has been strangely bereft of late. Her sister is living abroad, and her best friend moved to the country. What must a young widow of rank and reputation do? I'm not going to go on, but yeah, historical. So those are the 4 romance books. And then on to the 4 suspense books. And then, same charm. So, the first one is The Blue Kingfisher by Erica Wright. I don't know if it's a series. Private investigator and master of disguise Kat Stone knows she's living on borrowed time, waiting for her violent past to catch up with her. Still, she doesn't expect men to start falling from the sky. But that's just what seems to have happened when Kat discovers the body of her building's French expat maintenance man atop the Jeffries Hook lighthouse. The NYPD dismisses death as suicide, another lost soul leaping from the bridge overhead. So, the Cayman Suite. Oh, I can talk, I swear. The Cayman Switch. For former SEAL Sam McKenzie, getting a call from Jack Kraft means only one thing. The seasoned con man has gotten himself into trouble. Turns out Jack has sold a Key West resort he doesn't own to a trio of crooks, including one who's a cold-blooded killer. By the time Sam arrives to lend a hand, Jack is missing and the crooks want their money back. Free Fall by Jessica Barry. They say your daughter is dead, you know they're wrong. A private plane crashes in the Colorado Rockies. There are no survivors. In the small community of Owls Creek, Maine, Maggie Carpenter learns that her daughter was a victim of the crash. Consumed by grief, she struggles to put the pieces together, but she hasn't spoken with Allison in 2 years and knows nothing about her life. Not that she was engaged to a wealthy man. Not that she had left her job and cut herself off from friends. Not what she was doing on that plane. Now, driven by the belief that her daughter is still alive, she must work quickly to piece together the truth, but what she uncovers has the power to destroy them both. And the last one is Heather Graham's Dreaming Death Crew of Hunters series. I don't know which number this is. I don't even if it's the last one or if it's somewhere in there. Ever since she was a child, oh, maybe I shouldn't read this one. Ever since she was a child, Stacey Hansen has had strange dreams, and sometimes they come true. Her skills and experience led her straight to the FBI's Crew of Hunters. Now a serial killer is stalking Washington, D.C., and people are scared, and it will be Stacey's first case. So, that is the suspense package from Harlequin. So, that is my week so far. It's not going to be as busy as last week, but just orders working. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of these, what you're going to be reading this week. I'm actually doing pretty good. Saturday was a rough day for pain-wise. Like even in my hands, the nerves were going. Yesterday was much better, and today is pretty good so far. Even though I had gluten last night, I'm doing good today. So I don't know if it's my sugar, if it's gluten, or if it's salt. Could be all three. Anyways, but I'm still technically type 2 reversed. So I technically don't have diabetes, which is good. Knock on wood. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully today will continue to be a good day. And my daughter has some viewing. Her and her boyfriend have apartment viewing tomorrow. They're looking at 3 apartments, so hopefully they'll have luck in finding something because they need to move out very quickly. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and husband has now realized that gluten is in everything. He's trying. He really is. He's trying. So that is everything for today. Let me know what you're reading, and I will talk to you later.